Hello, and welcome to Skull Tales. I know many of you use these videos to drift off to sleep, and I'm glad to be a part of your bedtime routine. Before you snooze, please take a moment to leave a comment below and share your thoughts on tonight's tale. Hit that like button to show your support. Subscribe to Skull Tales for more spine-tingling stories. Now, get cozy, relax, and let the darkness begin. The Shadow in the Mirror. Dr. Emma Taylor, a renowned psychologist, had always been fascinated by the human mind's ability to perceive and interpret reality. She had spent years studying the effects of trauma, stress, and anxiety on the human psyche. But nothing could have prepared her for the horror that awaited her at Ravenswood Manor. The manor, a sprawling estate nestled deep in the English countryside, had a dark history. It was said that the manor was home to a malevolent entity, a spirit that would stop at nothing to claim the souls of those who dared to enter. Emma didn't believe in ghosts. She was a scientist, a rational thinker. But as she stepped into the manor, she couldn't shake off the feeling that something was watching her. The air inside the manor was thick with the scent of decay and rot. Cobwebs clung to the chandeliers, and the walls seemed to press in on her, making her feel claustrophobic. As Emma explored the manor, she began to experience strange occurrences. Doors would slam shut on their own, and she would hear whispers in the night. At first, Emma thought it was just the wind or the creaks and groans of the old manor. But as the occurrences grew more frequent and more intense, she realized that something was terribly wrong. One night, Emma woke up to find a figure standing in her bedroom doorway. The figure was tall and imposing, its face twisted into a grotesque grin. Emma tried to scream, but her voice was frozen in her throat. The figure began to move towards her, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. As Emma watched in horror, the figure reached out and touched her face, and then everything went black. When Emma came to, she was lying in her bed, her heart pounding in her chest. It was just a dream, she told herself. But as she looked around the room, she realized that something was off. The mirror on her dresser was shattered, the glass broken into 1,000 pieces, and on the wall, in letters of blood, was scrawled a message. "I am the shadow in the mirror, and I will consume you." Emma knew then that she was in grave danger. The entity in the manor was real, and it was coming for her. As she packed her bags and prepared to flee, Emma realized that she was trapped. The doors were locked, the windows barred, and then the whisper started. "Emma, you'll never leave this place. Emma, you'll never escape me." As Emma listened in horror, the whispers grew louder, more urgent, and then the lights went out. Emma was plunged into darkness, surrounded by the oppressive silence of the manor. She knew then that she was doomed. The entity in the mirror had her in its sights, and it would stop at nothing to claim her soul. As the darkness closed in around her, Emma screamed, but her scream was drowned out by the sound of her own heart pounding in her chest. And then everything went black. The next morning, the police found Emma's car parked outside the manor, but she was never seen again. The manor was left to stand, a testament to the horror that had occurred within its walls. And the mirror, shattered and broken, was left to hang on the wall, a reminder of the shadow that lurked within. Years later, people would say that on certain nights, when the moon was full and the wind was blowing, you could still hear Emma's screams echoing through the empty halls of Ravenswood Manor. And if you ever find yourself driving past the manor late at night, be sure to look away. For if you glance in the mirror, you might just see the shadow lurking within, waiting to consume you.